Today I'm going to be going over the observations and what we learned from the LA Rams versus LA Chargers preseason game. And now, if you didn't know, I tried to do a watch party yesterday, but things didn't really go my way and whole system kind of glitched out. So apologize for that. But today I wanted to come back with some observations and kind of what we learned from this Rams training camp, and I'm very excited to get into it. And so today, that's kind of what we're going to be covering. And I think after I get through those points, we're just going to have kind of our casual hangout stream as we usually do. You guys have been amazing lately with the support, with whether it be subscribing, liking, or donating. It really does go a long way for this channel. And if you are in here and you would like to tell me that you're in here, I will shout you out. Or if you have any questions for me before I really get started into the stream of what we learned, you can also do that as well. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think down below of kind of what you learned, and if you were at the game or if you were watching the game, kind of what you took away from the game, because I know that there are a lot of people that are negative, there are some people that are positive, and then they're kind of 50-50 about what the Rams had and what they did going into that game. So yeah, for me, one thing I want to get right off the bat is that a lot of Chargers fans think that this decides, or at least they thought yesterday, that this decides who really runs LA, who owns the stadium, whatever. I'm gonna just say myself, I don't really personally agree with that, just because it's a preseason game where we played our backups the whole entire game. They played some starters, and preseason games really don't matter who wins or loses. So I don't really think that it determines who runs LA, who's the real LA team. But yeah, they definitely played some good football. It was encouraging to see Brandon Staley out there with the Chargers. I really wish he was still in our Rams. But yeah, there are definitely a lot of positives to take away from this, and there's definitely a lot of things that we learn from the deeper guys in our roster. That's really what preseason is all about, and I'm excited to get into that with you guys. Gonna give a quick shout out to my man Game Clips. He says hi, and then Game Clips also says they played the backup scrubs. Yeah, I mean this is really the time where you get to observe and see what type of talent that you really do have. And so I was glad that we were able to see it. What we have deeper down in this roster, what we have in the running backs. That's going to be more what I talk about. We got to see Jacob Harris out there. We got to see Ernest Jones out there. We got to see deeper guys on the defensive linemen, and I think there was definitely a lot we can take away. Let's see. Game Clip says my Charger friend is like, we're better than you. Well, yeah, that's what I think personally. For me, is like preseason. Really, who wins or loses, to me, at least in my mind, that doesn't really matter. It's really about getting to know your roster better. I don't think that this really determines who's the real LA team, but I mean, if you want to think that, I mean, it's all up to debate for you. We got Jay in the Bay in the building. He says, whose house? Rams house. What's good, Jay in the Bay? How you doing on a good Sunday afternoon? It's actually evening for me, but hope you're doing well, Jay in the Bay. Thank you so much for stopping into the stream. I'm just going to kind of dive right into our topics now about what we learned from this, some observations from the Rams training camp, and there's definitely a lot to take away. So first I want to start off by saying a lot of people were down on the running backs that are below Darrell Henderson. They were saying, they aren't getting many average yards per carry. They were doing pretty bad finding out those holes. For me, what I see from them is this was a good learning experience, but as well as to start off, the Rams have a pretty good offensive line, but I'm sure everybody can agree it's not like the best in the league. So when you're putting in the second stringers, the third stringers, and fourth stringers in an offensive line, it's pretty mid-tier, about as I think where a lot of people would put them. It's not going to be a lot of holes opening up. And then you obviously are going against Brandon Staley, who we know as a defensive coordinator for us when he was here. He's amazing at scheming things up like that. So our running backs really did not find that much of a hole yesterday in the game. But I just take that with my 2 cents. I say it's a learning experience for them. And the offensive linemen really weren't playing their best because they're second and third stringers, and some even fourth stringers or practice squad guys that they were trying out. We didn't really see any starters at all across the board for the Rams. So, you got to see a deeper look into this roster. Like I think we can all enjoy seeing. Some people can freak out. I'm not the type to do that, just because, these guys are still getting their first exposure, their first experience in some NFL games. And then this gave them a chance to be able to do that. Hold on and adjust this real quick, a little bit lower. It's weird on the camera. It comes in pretty nice lighting on the phone, but then on here on my computer it's kind of bright. But Yeah, so I would say the running backs were not really a bright spot, but I can understand why because we were playing some deeper guys in the offensive line. Before I get to my next point, let me go into the comments and read what else other people have to say. What's up, Corey Davis? How you doing? He says, "Hello, Rams house. How's it going, man? I hope you're having a great Sunday." Rudy Ramirez says, the stadium on TV looked very nice. I miss football. Let's go, Rams. Yeah, and the atmosphere there, I know there were some fights at the end. The atmosphere there was crazy, and I think that we will have a pretty good home advantage. I think home field advantage. I think that our fans for the Rams, they were mainly Rams fans. They were definitely Chargers fans for sure, but I think we had a good majority being the Rams fans. And it looks like, I mean, for a preseason game to have it SoFi Stadium rocking, that's encouraging for me to know we're going to be having a great home field advantage as well. So yeah, I was rocking for sure. Totally Not Jay says, Tutu really impressed me, to be honest. Yeah, I'll get more into him. Totally Not Jay for sure, and get on to more of what we learned here. So yeah, I went over the running backs. So that wasn't really an impressive group, but it makes sense because of the alignment that we're playing. So that makes sense to me. But some other things that were impressing me and that I learned is Jacob Harris. I know a lot of you guys want to hear about him. He did very well, in my opinion. For this being his first game, there's definitely things that I noticed he's a little raw in, and some people are worried about the ball security because he fumbled on one play. The Rams luckily ended up getting it back, but he fumbled the ball on one play. But I think he's just a very dangerous weapon already with that size and speed, like I talked about before. And then he was really able to showcase his hands. And it seems like the quarterbacks, Bryce Perkins and Duck Hodges, really trusted him with the football, and that's really encouraging to hear. And he was in the game for a good amount, so that's kind of encouraging. They want to really evaluate what he can do. McVay mentioned how he was impressed with what Jacob Harris could do, but he also acknowledges that he's pretty raw, and there are definitely some things to work on as well. So Jacob Harris, he also almost had a touchdown in the back of the end zone. I can't remember who threw it. I believe it was Duck Hodges, but correct me if I'm wrong. He had it in the corner of the end zone. It was over the shoulder. But then I think wherever the ball was going, he couldn't get his second foot in down. It was almost a highlight play there. But he's definitely that guy. I think that Stafford, if he gets on the field with Stafford, Jacob Harris can create plays, because I was seeing that last night. And a lot of people were telling me who were at the game, saw every rep, saw it more up close. They're saying, yeah, this guy has a ton of upside, but obviously we acknowledge he's very raw. He's going to get a lot of time in preseason, but he does seem like a weapon McVay really wants to use and utilize in the future. Before I get on to the next one, let me get more into the comments here because I don't want to skip anybody. GameClip says, I believe they'll win the Super Bowl because the offense is also great, so I mean Super Bowl. Yeah, I think we can definitely have a huge chance at winning the Super Bowl for sure. And I think this could definitely be our year. Dante, welcome into the stream. I haven't seen you in a while. I appreciate you stopping in. Please make sure to hit that like button for you to come in. And yeah, like Jay in the base says, hit that like button. And I appreciate all the support that you guys definitely give me. But Dante says Perkins definitely deserves QB3. Yeah, I think he really impressed. I think he definitely outplayed Duck Hodges. And I think if anybody did not see that, like Jay in the Bay, who's in here, shout out, he's a 49ers fan, definitely check out that play where Bryce Perkins went and hurdled a man. I mean, he's a quarterback. He got out of the pocket, got to the outside on the sideline, and hurdled the guy for the first down. There's definitely a lot of things you got to like about him, and being that the Rams kept him on the practice squad all last year, and he's been with us for a little while. I think that's encouraging, and he definitely showcased some things. So yeah, I think QB3 is definitely deserving for Bryce Perkins. I do not. I'm going to try to pronounce this name right. He says Cringeosaurus, I believe, too. He says, Tutu looking nice. I didn't come to watch the Rams win for real. I just wanted to see the rookies. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, guys. Like, it really doesn't matter who wins the preseason game. I'm going to say this all preseason because I know that there are fans that react and overreact with us losing them. It really is about getting to know the rookies, getting to know the deeper guys in our roster, and I definitely learned some of that. I'll get more into these comments in a little bit, but I'm going to get to my next point, which a guy brought up, Tutu Atwell, because this is our first pick that we made in the 2021 NFL Draft. A lot of people are worried about him because of the size, and there's not really good vibes going around Tutu this offseason, but looks like some fans are really ready to adapt and like this player. He brings a lot to the table, obviously. He doesn't have the size or the weight that you would want. He's kind of a smaller type of guy, but he's got a lot of speed, and we saw this showcased in some plays. Now, I did not see too many highlight plays from Tutu Atwell, but it's very encouraging to see the progressions he was making. He has some good routes. I'm sure we will see him in the future on some jet sweeps. You guys know that Sean McVay loves his jet sweeps. And I could even see some bubble screens, as much as I don't want to say that. I mean, Tutu Atwell is just kind of like a gadget type of guy who, yeah, he knows how to run his routes well, but I think that's where the Rams want to use him right now, because they got a lot of good route runners. They got a lot of guys that can step up for that. But Tutu Atwell did show out pretty well last night. He had some pretty good highlight plays, runs along the sideline pretty well, and used that speed to get some first downs. So definitely encouraging to see Tutu Atwell doing pretty well there. A guy I really want to talk about next, I will get into, but I'm going to read the rest of these comments, and then I'll get back into that. So let's see. Totally Not Jay says Jacob Harris looked great, but he needs work on his ball control. Yeah, that's what a lot of fans were saying. For me, I mean, yeah, he lost that fumble, and he almost fumbled again later. I think that's one of the things that's kind of easier to fix, rather than like if you have to go rework your route running and you aren't good at that. I think ball security is, if you just do some drills over the preseason and over this next season, I think he'll be fine. I'm not really too worried about that, but yeah, definitely needs to work on that. Jay in the Bay says, hit that like button for Rams House. Appreciate you, Jay in the Bay, so much. Definitely hit that like button if you do appreciate this content. But yeah, so my next guy I really want to get into, and I was very impressed. He's had an amazing camp. You guys guessed it, Justin Lawler. This is one of our linebackers who has been used in the edge rushing. We saw some highlight plays when they played the Cowboys in that kind of scrimmage joint practice. He has a knack for rushing the quarterback. He hasn't played in a while because of injuries, and him being back on the field is very encouraging. And adding more to that pass rush is going to be very helpful. He's been taught up by Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd was hyping him up when he was getting those plays. And so Justin Lawler was having some amazing plays in the pass rush. Even if he didn't bring the quarterback down, he had a lot of hurries and a lot of good run stops, and even a couple pass breakups as well. So Justin Lawler is definitely a guy I'm looking out for, and I've definitely noticed in this preseason game, the pass rushing skills that he had were definitely amazing, and it looks like he's going to be the guy behind Leonard Floyd, in my opinion, and that's kind of where they've slotted him in the unofficial depth chart. But he's having a very impressive training camp, and then he carried that over into the preseason game as well. So Justin Lawler, I mean, I think that the sky is the limit for this guy. I think he can definitely do a lot for our pass rush, and I saw him in that. He also has some amazing awareness for covering as well. I mean, he's definitely not a top-tier linebacker when it comes to that, but the edge rush is really where I've been seeing him, again, in that Cowboys joint practice, but also carrying over into the preseason game. He got some good playing time, and I definitely saw some good pass rushes. Even I think I saw one or two good pass rushes in the first drive, which the Chargers had some starters playing there as well. So very encouraging to see my guy Justin Lawler, a guy who's kind of been hidden for a while on the roster. A lot of people forgot about, but he's been making some noise in training camp and carried it over to preseason. So very, very excited for Justin Lawler. Just try to, I don't know why this light is being very weird right now. But let's see. Cringeosaur says Tutu Atwell, D-Jax, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. We got a wide receiver core that's beastly. That is for sure, man. I definitely agree with you on that. I think that the skills that they provide are definitely very good, and yeah, they can definitely carry it over. I'm trying to get this light right. Let me just hold on that right there. It doesn't seem like the lighting is very good today. But yeah, definitely Justin Lawler, the running backs, definitely need some room for improvement, but I mean, I think behind our starting line, they'll definitely do better. Jacob Harris had a good game. I'm trying to think of some other standouts. I do want to talk about something bad, which I think this could obviously be fixed. It's only one rep for Matt Gay. He did miss a kick wide right when he was doing a field goal, I believe. I don't think it was it was an extra point. He missed the extra point, and then I believe it was Austin McGinnis also missed a field goal. So hopefully the field goal struggles and the special team struggles do not carry through and carry over into the regular season. I'm pretty sure it could have just been jitters and just getting back into the groove of things. And the kicking job for any kicker is definitely a very mental game. And so if you can get over that mental, you can start making some kicks, you'll be good. But I just wanted to address that. Another thing that I wanted to address is definitely our kick returning game, our special teams. This is a very positive thing coming into the season. I mean, yeah, it's one game for sure. We're going to have to further evaluate the special teams. But one thing that I noticed is our return game was looking very good. The return coverage with Jake Funk and Jacob Harris being back there as well for the blocking and trying to create some holes. Jody Camillus really does seem to be improving the special teams group for the returners. We really saw nothing too good, and it was definitely a downgrade last year in the special teams when it came to that. And I definitely noticed that when we were having some good returns. You saw Raymond Calais, he got like a 40-yard return. The kick coverage was very well that night. They tried Tutu out well there as well. There were some great punts also by the Chargers. But the kicking coverage is definitely something that I noticed we had improvement in, and that is very encouraging to hear because to me, I think when you can get that going, you set the offense up, that can get the adrenaline going, you can get momentum going for your side, and that helps the offense. And so Raymond Calais had some good returns, and definitely Tutu Atwell, I think, can have some more good returns with some more reps. But the kick coverage, I was very impressed with what Joe DeCamillis can have, or what he brought to this team. And we definitely needed that last year to help get some momentum, but also just setting up the offense and helping him have a shorter field is always a really good thing to have, and that is what I saw. So definitely that was one of my most encouraging things I was looking for. That was something that I was seeing like, okay, how's the kick coverage gonna do? You know, we were struggling with that in special teams and some departments in the kick coverage and kick returners weren't that good. Raymond Clay did some good jobs and Tutu Atwell with the amount of chances he had, he did a solid job. But the kick coverage I was very impressed with. And to get into these some comments, some of these comments after I get a drink of water. Let's see. Jerome Green 79 says we didn't get the win, but we looked impressive. Yeah, for sure. And it's really not about the wins in preseason. Again, I'm gonna say that all preseason. It's really about knowing your roster, knowing what the deeper guys in the roster can do. And yeah, the win really isn't important. I think the win is important for Chargers fans because they think they're on LA now. But yeah, I completely agree with you, Boy J. Alvarez. That was Jerome Green 79. Boy J. Alvarez says, I'm busy, but have a good day, dog. Thank you so much, Boy J. Alvarez, for just stopping in, saying a quick hello, and I hope you have an amazing day. Let's see. The Object Show Analyzer says, I feel that our special teams will be top 10 in the NFL this year. Yeah, I definitely think so. And Jody Camillus definitely has me behind him and definitely has me behind his regime that he's putting in the special teams. And yeah, they were looking good last night for sure. What's up, Rams House TV? How you doing, guys? Thank you so much for stopping into the stream. Keep grinding, keep doing your thing. Let's see what they have to say. He says, what's good, Ramley? Rams House. Yep, that's right, man. Thank you so much for stopping into the stream, Rams House TV. I appreciate you so much. Let's see. The Object Show Analyzer says, well, return-wise, at least. Yeah. Game Clip says, the special teams will be better at least. I think they're going to see a huge improvement, especially with the return game. Again, what I was seeing last night was definitely very encouraging, and I'm going to look forward to seeing more reps out of them because, one game doesn't decide the whole thing, but it's definitely trending in the right direction, and it was looking very good. Let's see, the Object Show Analyzer says, low-key Tutu finna ball out this year, but I really want to see him in our special teams more. Yeah, that's definitely something I'm open to seeing. It really looked like Raymond Clay was carving out a spot in the special teams, at least, for himself. I like his speed he brings. I like his agility and his elusiveness. Tutu Atwell definitely has the potential to do that as well. I think a lot of people are worried about, can he handle the ball with some of the bigger hits, because I know some guys might tee off on him just because of his size. And so as long as you can handle the ball and as long as you don't get popped all the time by guys because you're a lot smaller, I think that's definitely some potential for Tutu. But for me right now, Raymond Clay definitely impressed me for sure. Let's see. What's up, William Blockson? He says Perkins fire. Yeah, Perkins did very well that game too. I think he did better than I expected. Not that I was expecting bad, but he got a lot of reps, and I think he definitely outperformed Duck Hodges. And that, if you guys did not see that hurdle, you definitely have to go and watch that hurdle. He definitely has some room to grow, but a great touchdown throw to, I believe it was Jackson, and then his scrambling skills and his way to work around the pocket was definitely impressive. Definitely saw some strides from him as well. But yeah, great point there, William Blockson. Thank you for stopping in. The kick punt returns were great. I'm glad losing Webster didn't hurt us. Yeah, I honestly didn't think that losing Webster would hurt us, to be honest. he was the guy who did not have great ball security. He would run right into guys, like running straight at them. And yeah, I don't think Webster was a loss. I think it was actually an upgrade to lose him. But I mean, that's just me. The Optic Show Analyzer says, plus Jacob Harris was pretty good. Kind of reminds me of George Kittle a little bit. Yeah, there's definitely potential, and Sean McVay compares him to a Darren Waller. He definitely has a ton of potential, definitely some things to work on for him. But I'm just glad we were able to see him live in a game rather than just hearing from the coaches about him, because it's always great to see when they prove what they can do. Patrick Sutphin, welcome into the stream. He says, still need to clean up some penalties on the returns. Yeah, I did not see too many of those, but I mean, I was kind of in and out of the game. But I definitely saw a lot more positives in the kick and punt returning game than I did last year, for sure. But yeah, there's always something to work on, always something to clean up. Rams House TV says, I like how we use Jacob Harris. He can move him anywhere. I'd like to see more of him next week. Yeah, for sure. Jacob Harris definitely is a very versatile player. He's definitely got the size and the speed to be able to go up and catch the ball. And Jacob Harris has a ton of potential. He also plays on the special teams. Great backstory to him playing soccer. I'm very glad we have him on our Rams, and I think he has a lot of potential. William Blockson says, I want to see Xavier Jones with the starting O-line. Yeah, me too. I think that him going against this, the second, third, and fourth stringer O-lineman didn't make him look as good as people would really want, and they kind of freaked out. But him behind the starting O-line, I think, would look a lot better. And yeah, I can't wait to see him behind that O-line. Welcome in, Gil Dizen. He says, what I saw at the Rams game, Bryce Perkins is a third QB. We getting the ball to Jacob Harris and needs work on his handling. Tutu Atwell with too much speed. I like that, man. Keepers too are Clay and Ernest Jones and Juju Hughes. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Pretty much everything that you said there. Yeah, I think Clay definitely carved out a role on special teams. Ernest Jones is looking very comfortable back there. That's another thing I wanted to bring up in what we learned. Ernest Jones, he was looking, it's not like he was getting interceptions or getting sacks. He did present some, not too much, but some pass rush, and then he looked very comfortable back there at linebacker, very comfortable for his first NFL game. He looked to be a very natural player and always wants to get in on the action and is always in, even if the play is looking like it's over, he wants to get in on it and stop it. So completely agree with all what you said, man. Let's see. Hughes might be looking for another kicker. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't panic too much about the kicker. I know a lot of people are. We only had one miss, and that was the only rep Matt Gay got. And so I think, again, the kicking is a lot of a mental game, and so getting back into it in preseason. Glad he missed it in preseason, not in regular season. I think he's just getting the nerves out and getting used to it. I don't think we need to worry too much yet, but we'll see. Game Clip says, I'm going to leave because I have some Twitter nonsense to sort out. All right, man. Have a great day, Game Clips. Thank you for stopping in. Rudy Ramirez says, why are they saying Aaron Donald is slow? He's still a beast. Can't wait to see him play. I don't know who you're referring to calling him that, but they're definitely very wrong. Aaron Donald is still a beast for sure. Can't wait to see him in the season as well, man. Rams House TV, no problem, Rams House. And we appreciate it. Keep on grinding, bro. Thank you so much, Rams House TV. I appreciate it. Just recently got monetized, and people have been donating on the streams. That's been really nice. Very much a blessing. It makes my day. And even just people who like the stream or subscribe or just follow this channel anyway, I really appreciate it. But when people donate to me, I mean, that's just truly a blessing. And I appreciate you and everybody who does that or just follows the channel. I definitely appreciate all of them. Let's see, Rudy Ramirez says, you can tell Standoff really wanted to play. He looked like really happy being in LA. Pretty sure he was saying Stafford did. I'm glad he did not play just because I did not want him getting injured in preseason or at least risking. That's one thing I like about McVay is that he does not play starters. Not only can you get a look at some of the guys deeper in the roster, some of the rookies, they get some time to play, but you can also make sure you don't have any injuries. Let's see, Corey Davis says, how do you feel about sharing your stadium with the Chargers? Great question there, Corey Davis. To me, I've never really liked it too much because the Rams pretty much, they all built it. They paid for it. The Chargers pay $1 for rent pretty much. And so I always wanted to just have the stadium to myself. But I mean, we have a pretty sick stadium. I'm glad we have it. Definitely wish they were back in San Diego, but I mean, you gotta live with it for sure. Great question there, Corey Davis, though. Cringesaurus says, also, it seems like Funk is good, so we might not have to worry about the run game since, Akers got hurt. So I'm going to guess Funk and Henderson lead the run game. I'm gonna push back and say I think it's going to be Xavier Jones and Darrell Henderson. Darrell Henderson obviously being the starter, because I think Funk definitely has upside. He definitely has those third down capabilities. He had a fourth down conversion where you can count on him to go up the middle, get some good yardage there. But I'd probably say Xavier Jones because the experience and he's a little bit more shifty. But yeah, I think Jake Funk has a good career ahead of him as well. Rudy Ramirez says Stafford. Yeah, so you're just correction. Ramshouse TV says, how you feel about quarterback Bronte Harris last night? I mean, yeah, there's definitely always some room for improvement for some of the younger guys or some of the players that you don't really know too much. But I think he had a solid game, and I think getting more reps for him and guys like Paris Ford and Troy Warner is going to be very important to see what happens. So yeah, I thought he had a pretty solid game, and I can't wait to see what else he does. Richard Garcia, welcome into the stream. I appreciate you coming through and supporting the channel. He says, dope room, bro, horns up. Thank you so much, Richard Garcia. I appreciate you. Yeah, definitely had to ram it out, and I'm going to be making some improvements for you guys as well in the room coming soon. Gildazon says, sad thing, the brawl at the Rams game must have happened at the other end zone. I was never aware of it. Yeah, I never like any fights or any brawls or anything like that at any sporting event or just in general. Yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of fights at all. Definitely hope not more of it comes. And I've been hearing a lot about how that to get out of the stadium, it's been pretty bad. And it's been a lot of traffic. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, I definitely don't like the scuffles and the fights. But it seemed like a pretty good atmosphere, pretty good game all the way up until the end of where that fight happened. But glad you were safe, man. Totally Not Jay says, honestly, Funk kind of disappointed last night. Yeah, I see a lot of people saying this about the running backs and stuff like that. I would just err on the side of caution and just say pretty much what I take away from this is that, yeah, they didn't have the best game, but they're playing with second, third, and fourth string offensive linemen behind a lot of guys who haven't had a lot of experience, including themselves. And so I think behind a starting O-line in the regular season is going to help them. And this is a good learning experience for them, but I'm not too worried about the running backs. But, I mean, it's up to the front office and see what Sean McVay evaluates to see what he thinks. And if you guys are in here and you have not liked this stream, please make sure to do so. I'd really appreciate it. Let's see. Cringesaurus says, do you think we are at the level to beat the Titans and Packers? They're on schedule last time I checked. Yeah, they are on the schedule, and yes, I do think as long as we stay healthy, I do think we can beat them. If you guys do not remember, when we played the Packers, it was actually a pretty close game, all things considered. And I think that we definitely have the caliber team to do that. And getting these reps in preseason where you see guys like Jacob Harris stand out, you see guys like Justin Lawler, guys deeper in this roster who can step up, I think that definitely is very positive for you to see. I definitely think we can beat the Titans and the Packers. We have a much better shot, and we are actually pretty close to beating the Packers. It just kind of, the score kind of misled you at the end. So I definitely do think that we have a chance to beat them. Definitely we have a good roster to beat them, but they're definitely very, very tough competitors and opponents, especially with Rodgers staying there. But yeah, I definitely think we can. Rudy Ramirez says, who's excited for the Bear game? Let's go Rams. I can't wait to see Stafford throw that ball. Me too, man. I am excited for that Bears game. I am excited to see these starters, see what progressions and breakouts that players can have from the year 1 to year 2, or guys like Cooper Kupp who've been here for a while, see if he can make some improvements. Not that he needs it, but I mean, it's always good if you get some progression. And I think that tandem between Stafford and Cooper Kupp is going to be amazing. And preseason's a good way to start to see the depth of your team, and definitely a lot of improvements that we can have. But I think it was a very positive night last night for us. Let's see. Rudy Ramirez says, whose house? Rams' house. That's right, man. Rams House TV says the backup O-line played terrible, need more work. It didn't open up any holes for the running game, so it's not the running back's fault. I would like to see it, or yeah, I would like those to see too. Yeah, Rams House TV put it just right for sure. I completely agree with him. and I do think that it is not it's not the running back's fault. It is kind of the O-line's fault. What can you expect from second, third, and fourth string offensive linemen to be creating holes in their first game? I mean, there's going to be mistakes. There were definitely some of those, and the running backs did not have a lot to work with. So I definitely don't peg it on the running backs, and I don't necessarily say it's all the linemen's fault, because I mean it's their first rep. So I mean, we'll see. Grindosaurus says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think Andy Dalton will be bullied by AD? Probably 20, I would say. No, I'm just joking with you. If they play Andy Dalton like they are planning on doing, I would probably say he bullies Andy Dalton probably around an 8 or a 9, because the Bears get that quick passing game going that they've been known to have. Eventually, there's some simpler plays that are quick. I mean, that's going to help not have a lot of pressure in his face. But Aaron Donald definitely has the tendency and the track record to bully on QBs, so I'd probably put it at an 8 or a 9 for that Bears game. Let me know, though, guys, what observations that you learned from this Rams versus Chargers preseason game. Let me know if you're worried about the team or any positional groups, or if you're excited about positional groups. Whatever you guys want to say, this is the point of the video, or live stream, I guess, where I just let the fans pretty much direct where this goes, and you can ask questions, you can let me know things. Looks like Rams House TV has something to say. I would like to see more of the running backs next week. My bad, Rams House. I didn't let I didn't let you finish my sentence. Well, no, you're all good, Rams House TV. Yeah, I'm definitely very excited to see what the running backs can do in the future in more preseason games. I'm also very excited to see what the running backs can do when I go to that Broncos game and watch them live. I think that's going to be a really fun atmosphere to see. And yeah, I think that if the running backs continue on the trend where they aren't doing too much, where they aren't really, providing too much to the team in preseason, I do expect people to freak out. That's just kind of what they've been doing. But the O-line is something that I feel like is kind of generating the running backs not performing up to par, because they're second, third, and fourth stringers playing. North Dallas 40 says no running game. As I just said, I think that was the offensive line, but we'll see if you're right. No Super Bowl, he says. I mean, we know North Dallas 40. He loves the Creed Humphrey pick. If we were able to pick Creed Humphrey, he wanted that to happen. And he thinks if the Rams have no running game, no Super Bowl. For me, I think we're going to have a pretty decent running game, pretty solid running game for sure. Darrell Henderson can do it. And I think the guys behind him can do it. And hey, if worst comes to worst and the running game isn't good, North Dallas 40 wants them to sign some running backs onto the team, which I'm not opposed to. If the Rams think that they need to and it's going to help out that group, I can totally see that as well. But yeah, I know what you mean, North Dallas 40. But to me, I just say it's the offensive line, because it's second, third, and fourth stringers playing, and it's a preseason game. But we'll see how that pans out for sure. What's up, Zayd Center? How you doing? Thank you so much for stopping to the stream. He says, what up? Make sure to hit that like button, guys, if you have not already, because I would really appreciate it and gets this stream and this channel out to more people. Galaxy Gaming, what up? And welcome into the stream. He says, how many games do you think we will win? 12-5 question mark? Yeah, I'd probably peg them around 12-5, 13-4. I think we're going to be a very good team if we stay healthy. And I think this preseason game gave us a good chance to see what this team can look like for sure. Let's see. Corey Davis says, who is the next opponent in the preseason? So for us, our next opponent is the Raiders. It's going to be an exciting game. I know that fan base goes crazy. They have a very strong fan base for sure. And I think we're going to have a joint practice against the Raiders this week as well. But yeah, great question, Corey Davis. It will be the Raiders we play next. William Blockson says we need one more back. I mean, we'll see. Again, against this with this offensive line not being the most top-tier offensive line, I think that putting him against starting O-linemen should be good. But yeah, if worst comes to worst, I definitely think we should add a running back or get somebody in free agency. Whatever the Rams feel like doing, I trust their decision, and we'll see how that ends up panning out. Rams House TV, how do you feel about Tristan Jackson? I love Tristan Jackson, honestly. Like, him being here for a little while on the Rams. I always like the guys who have been around this offense and are familiar with it already, and they get some reps in preseason to prove themselves. Obviously, this wide receiver group is so deep that it's very tough to earn your spot or even earn the fourth spot. Van Jefferson's trying to earn that third spot right now between Sean Jackson and himself. Even getting the third spot is very hard, and in this wide receiver group that the Rams have, it's so deep it's hard to earn to that spot. But Tristan Jackson definitely showed some flashes. That touchdown was great, and I definitely like what he has to bring to the table. Cannot wait to see more of him in this preseason. Let's see. North Dallas 40, we will pick up 2 running backs on cut day. We'll see if that actually ends up happening North Dallas 40, but if it does happen, I trust what they're doing for sure. Rudy Ramirez says, I hope to see more scoring. Yeah, I mean, I know that to the fans, as they want more scoring, they want wins and stuff like that. To me, I really do not pay attention to the scoreboard, to be honest with you, in the preseason. In the regular season, I definitely do, but not in the preseason. It really doesn't matter. I really pay attention really closely to what players play. I don't think I saw Robert Rochelle. Let me know if you guys did. I really wanted to see him, but I think it's because he was coming off for a surgery. Sean McVay says, number 35 sucked that game. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what else he can do. There's definitely some room for growth. And yeah, that's what the preseason and training camp is all about, really growing as a player and getting better as a player. Let's see. What's up, LA Rams? He says, what's up, Ramley? How you guys doing on a Sunday? Thank you so much for supporting the channel, whether that be donating, liking, or subscribing. It really does really bless me, and it definitely encourages me to keep doing content creation, so I appreciate you guys. Jared the Boss says, what's up? Hope everybody is feeling good. Me too, man. Thank you for stopping in the stream. I appreciate you. Ellie Ram says, hit that like. Yes, for sure. Hit that like button. We are at 23 right now. Let's try to get to 30 if we can. Let's see. All right, LA Rams wants to know about Bryce Perkins. He says, what about Bryce Perkins? I think he's definitely solidified that third quarterback spot on our roster. He definitely showed some flashes, definitely showed some big plays like that hurdle play that he made on the sideline for the first down. He definitely loves to play football, and you love to see that, just the passion come out in him, whether it be in the press conferences or in the real game. I think he definitely solidified his spot with that performance last night, and he outplayed Duck Hodges. North Dallas 40, great question. He says, will Skoranek be cut? I initially had him as a guy who would be cut on the Rams before I really saw more of what they were talking about him. They're talking about how he has vice grip hands, he has got some good size, and they seem to be very high on him. He did not play in the preseason game yesterday because I think he fractured his forearm, so he's getting surgery on that. Definitely hoping he has a speedy recovery on that. But I don't think he'll be cut, but we'll definitely see because, again, we have a deep wide receiver group. All of them are fighting for spots on this roster as well. Rams House TV says, hit the like button, y'all. Let's go. Whose house? Rams House. That's for sure, guys. If you haven't hit that like button, like Rams House TV says, please make sure to hit that like button. Rudy Ramirez says, do you think we really need a third QB? I don't think we need a third QB to pick him up, but Bryce Perkins, I think even if we put him on the practice squad, I think we'll be safe there, and I think he's definitely a good third QB for our roster. It's just pretty much for insurance. If Stafford went down, then Wolford went down. Worst case scenario, third QBs are always good to have, and I'm pretty sure we'll put him on a practice squad, if anything, at the worst, but I think he definitely earned that quarterback 3 spot. Let's see. William Bloxton says, I'm surprised that some people don't understand preseason. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think we gotta win it. A lot of people think that this proves who's the real LA team. I personally don't agree with that, honestly, like I mentioned earlier. But yeah, I think William Bloxton, it's really about getting to know the players and the players you won't see, getting to know your depth, and that is definitely what the preseason is all about. William Bloxton says, hang on to Perkins, definitely. And he seems, again, like he's a player who just loves to play football. He loves the game. His passion definitely comes out during the game as well. So, yeah, I definitely love myself Bryce Perkins as well. Let's see. The boss says, love your content. I'm a big Rams fan. Keep up the great work, man. I appreciate you so much, man. Adding some encouragement into the Rams House chat and into my day. And it really does make my day when you guys donate or comment. Do whatever you can to support the channel, and I really appreciate you guys all coming through the stream. Let's see. Corey Davis says, "Do you play football? And if you do, what position do you play?" I do play football, but I don't play it like professionally. Or like at any schools, just because I have a pretty big family. It's kind of hard to get everybody to practice. But if I did, I would probably say I'd play wide receiver or running back. I think is what I would play. Pineapple89 says, "What's up, Ramley? How's it going, man? I haven't seen you in the chat, so I appreciate you stopping through and saying hello to everybody and just supporting this channel." What's up, Payo Time? How you doing, man? I appreciated your stream you put in for the Ramley to check out. Definitely go subscribe to Payo Time. And he asked, "Did I miss the draw?" So no, if you guys didn't know, we are going to be redrawing for my Rams lanyard back there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we have a drawing for that lanyard. It has not happened yet and is going to happen soon. Appreciate you coming through, Payo Time, and reminding me to do that drawing. Ellie Ram says, "I think the next few years, Bryce Perkins will be the QB for the Rams." If you mean backup or third backup QB, I agree with you. I don't think he's the backup behind Stafford. I think that's going to still be Wolford. But quarterback 3, I think he's solidified. Let's see. Payo Time says, "Just stopping by before going to the movies tonight." What movie are you going to watch, Payo Time? I appreciate you supporting the channel and coming through for sure. Ellie Ram says, "What's up, Payo Time?" Ramley enjoying Payo Time in the chat here. I appreciate you coming through, man. Let's see. Gil Dizon says, "Chargers really felt that win was a giant accomplishment since they feel like the Clippers of the LA." I mean, again, I like the Clippers, honestly, as a basketball team. I know that analogy that you're saying, though. I don't really know why people think that Chargers win thinks that they own LA, Chargers fans. I mean, it's preseason, though. We'll see. What's up, Rams super fan? I love your channel. Definitely, guys, go subscribe to him. He says, "Rams House, we need to collab." Definitely, man. Whenever you're down, we're definitely going to get that going and get it out to these Rams fans. North Dallas 40 says, "Who has a bigger future upside, Bryce or Wolf?" That's a great question, man. Not a very popular question. I'd probably say Wolford because of his work ethic, and it seems like the Rams really like him as the backup quarterback, and it looks like he'll get more playing time if Stafford went down because he's the backup. And I think that work ethic really shows, not to say that Perkins doesn't have one at all, but it really shows through in the type of player that he is. So I would probably go with the Wolves. But great question, North House 40. Payo Time says, "Rams super fan." Yep. Rudy Ramirez says, "Sean McVay wishes he was the one calling plays." Yeah, we know that Kevin O'Connell was the guy who was calling the plays for the Rams at the QB coordinator, I believe it was. And so, yeah, McVay wasn't calling plays, but I think this gave McVay a chance to kind of relax and evaluate his players without having to stress about winning a game or calling plays. Let's see. Rams House TV says, Payo. Payo Time says, "I'm going to see the Suicide Squad." That's a pretty good movie, man. I hope you have a good time. Let's see. Ellie Ram says, "The Rams still only Los Angeles where we are the first team." Yeah, the Rams who moved to Los Angeles definitely were the first team in LA, and it was not the Chargers. So, I mean, yeah, whatever people say, I guess we'll see if they're right or wrong. But I don't know, man. I don't really think that they were the real LA team, but that's me being a Rams fan. Maybe I'm Ram biased, maybe I'm not. I mean, as you can tell, I like the Rams, so that could favor the opinion, but to me, yeah, I think we are the LA team. Alberto Welch Jr. says, "Hello, what's up, Alberto? How you doing on a Sunday? I hope that you're having a great Sunday." Definitely, guys, if you have any questions about what happened last night or any Rams questions or any questions from me, please make sure to ask them. I appreciate everybody who likes the stream, subscribes, or even donates. Like, that's just amazing that you guys show that you guys love this channel and donating it, going that extra mile, and it really does make my day every way that you guys support me, so I appreciate you guys for sure. But yeah, definitely a lot of standouts for me in this game, and there's going to be a lot to look forward to in the future preseason games. Totally.Shay says, "Do you think NFL teams get scolded by coaches after losing preseason games?" No, I really don't. But I do think that there's definitely victory speeches and stuff that happen to the team that won, but I don't think they get scolded at all. Payo Time says, "You haven't seen, but let's see. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but stoked to hear it's been a fun flick." So yeah, great to hear the Payo Time. I hope that it's going to be a fun movie to watch for sure. I definitely haven't seen that yet, but I have heard great things about that as well. Galaxy Gaming says, how many years do you think Stafford will be a starter with us? I'd probably peg it somewhere between 6 years, I would say. The Rams seem like they like him a lot as long as he can stay healthy and he doesn't regress, which I think he can. The Rams seem to like him for a good amount of time of the future, and he definitely presents a lot of the attributes and things that you are looking for in a quarterback, so that's probably what I would say. Rudy Ramirez says forever, yep. So I think, oh yeah, he's saying as far as the Stafford question, he's going to be here forever. I mean, if that's possible, I think Aaron Donald could stay with the Rams forever with the way he trains. But yeah, I think Stafford can be here for a while. William Blockson says Chargers. The public ran them out, and so they moved to San Diego they moved to San Diego first. Back Roman Gabriel hung 38 on them. Yeah, I had no disrespect to Chargers fans unless they're just disrespecting me. I think honestly that the Rams are the real LA team. Alberto Welch Jr. says, how old is Stafford? I think he's 34. Let me check. How old is Matthew Stafford? 33. So he's 33 years old right now. In the modern NFL, honestly, that's really not too old. You see Rodgers playing for a while, and then you see guys like Drew Brees who've played for a while. There we go. Thumbtack. You've seen guys who have played for a while. But yeah, I definitely think that Stafford's going to play for a while. He's only 33 right now. So I think in the older NFL and probably like 30, 40 years ago, that would be considered very old for the NFL. But I think we'll have him for a good amount of time. Oh, thank you so much, Corey Davis. He's going the extra mile to support this channel. He gave me a super chat, $5. I appreciate you so much, Corey Davis. I know that you're a Niners fan, but that really shows through that even though you're a Niners fan, you're a fan and a rival of the LA Rams. I mean, the team that you support, and you still give me a super chat. It really does make my day. I appreciate you so much, Corey Davis. And yeah, I hope your team does well, but hopefully not against the LA Rams. You know what I mean? Alberto Welch Jr. says, okay, thanks, he will maybe last 6 years, still 38, or till 38 or 39. Yeah, I mean, I still think Stafford has a lot that he can do in the LA Rams, and they definitely are very excited to see what he can do. And yeah, we'll see how long he lasts. Galaxy Gaming says, who do you think is better, Cooper Kupp or Robert Woods? Very good question. They're both good at different things. It's very, very tough. I think Robert Woods is more of the complete player, to be honest. As you can see, I'm sporting the Bobby Trees shirt. I think that, yeah, Robert Woods is probably the more complete player, but Cooper Kupp has some great route running. They're both good at the yards after the catch. I think that Robert Woods, although is better at the blocking, he's very physical with the blocking. He can do the jet sweeps, I feel like, a little bit better than Kupp. So I'd probably say Woods just because he's a little bit more complete, but it's not by much. And then I still love my guy Cooper Kupp with his route running and his yards after the catch. And he's been saying he would want to play on the outside as well. So, yeah, I'd probably say my guy Robert Woods just because of his complete skill set, but that's no disrespect to Cooper Kupp. Great question there, Galaxy Gaming. I'm pretty sure it's 50-50 split. Let me know what you guys think down below. Who's better, Cooper Kupp or Robert Woods? Let's see. Rudy Ramirez says, I hope Bryce Perkins didn't get in trouble for jumping over that Charger player. He could have gotten hurt. Yeah, I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure everybody was pretty excited about it. I'm sure if anything would happen, it would just be McVay advising him not to do that, but I don't think he got in trouble. It just seemed to fire up that whole Rams bench for sure. Totally Not Jay says, people overestimate Stafford's age. He's the same age as Russell Wilson. Exactly, great point. And again, quarterbacks in this era do play for a long time. So I'm not really too worried with how long he will play or how short he'll play. I think he definitely still has a lot of time left and a lot of gas left in the tank to give to these LA Rams. North House 40, when is the Rams-Raiders practice? That's what I'm curious about. Let me know, guys, if you know down below when the Rams-Raiders practice is. I know it is sometime this week before the game for sure. I would probably have to assume it's like a Thursday, Friday, maybe Wednesday, I'm not sure, but I don't have the date down for that practice. If anybody else knows that, let me know, and let North House 40 what time the practice is. Alberto Welch Jr. says, I thought Russell Wilson was 32. I mean, maybe he is, but that's still pretty close to Stafford's age, and I'm not worried about Stafford, coming out of the league really early or whatever. I think he can do a lot of great things with us. Let's see. Uh, Alberto Welch Jr. says, okay, think Woods is better because he is more experienced than Cup, and he is very underrated. Yeah, Robert Woods is definitely. I even think Robert Woods is more of the underrated guy and underrated receiver than what's his name, Cooper Kupp, because I think Cooper Kupp does get the amount of credit that he deserves, and he's pretty fairly rated in the NFL. But I think Robert Woods is kind of, he's kind of a guy that not many people really see, and he is definitely underrated. But he's definitely got a very complete skill set that he brings to the table for the Rams. Let's see, North 40. How many plays will Sean Jackson play per game? Great question. It's kind of hard to tell because at first I thought DeSean Jackson really wouldn't be used too much in this offense, and then he's making a lot of plays in training camp and stuff like that. But then I could definitely see DeSean Jackson having a pretty good role in this offense this year, and I would probably peg him around maybe 11, 12 plays. I don't know. It's kind of hard to guess from this point when we haven't seen him in a game yet. But I think he can provide a lot of good plays, and I think he's going to rack up some touchdowns deep for sure. Let's see. Totally Not Jay says he is, but he's turning 33 this year, and Stafford's birthday was back in February. So yeah, you're talking about the relation of Russell Wilson and Stafford's age. Yeah, it's very interesting, but again, I think Stafford can provide a lot of good years for the LA Rams. Rudy Ramirez, our Rams defense is going to shock Stafford. Yeah, I think that for Stafford to have a good defense, a legitimate defense with Hall of Famers on the other side, and then see what Raheem Morris can do with him, or with that defense, I definitely think that Stafford is going to have some success, and he will be happy with the amount of talent that they have on the defense and in the coaching staff, and I think he's definitely very excited just to get started. Let's see. Rudy Ramirez, oh no, I already read that question. Alberto Welch Jr. says he has a better knowledge of the game and he's a great catcher. Oh yeah, you're talking about Robert Woods. Yeah, I just think Woods has more experience, like they said. And then I do think Woods, again, has more of that complete skill set that you are looking for in a wide receiver than Cooper Kupp. But Cooper Kupp definitely brings a lot to the table for sure. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, anything like that, you can definitely comment them down below. And look at my guy, Rudy Ramirez, coming out here, giving me a super chat. I appreciate you so much. Anybody who takes the time to donate to this channel, give a super chat. That just really does make my day. He's giving a thumbs up sticker. I appreciate you so much, Rudy Ramirez. You do not know how much that blesses me and how much that makes my day. To be doing something I love, like talking the Rams with some Rams fans, that's honestly something that I always dreamed about doing. And being able to do it for you guys and getting paid to do it by you guys through donations, it really does make my day. I appreciate you so much, Rudy Ramirez. I really do. But yeah, there are definitely a lot of standouts in this preseason game. There are definitely a lot of things that we learned. There are definitely some negatives in there. Definitely some positives. I even saw some good things from Chris Garrett, honestly. Like, there were some good rushes where, again, he didn't get to the cornerback, but he plays till the play's over. The play's never really over for him. He has a good motor in him, and I think that Leonard Floyd's been helping coaching him up. And then, so I think Coach Henderson has also been doing that with Chris Garrett. So definitely some positives out of him as well. Alberto Welch Jr. says, I have a weird feeling that the Rams are going to choke this season, and it's because I always think Jared Goff is on the team. That's funny. Yeah, Jared Goff is off the team now. He's on the Lions. Hopefully he does good. But yeah, I don't think that we're going to have a choking season at all with Stafford as long as we can stay healthy. The injury to Cam Akers is definitely hurting, and it definitely does hurt. And we're now, like, that presents a new problem for us to figure out. I'm glad that the injury to Cam Akers happened earlier in the offseason or in the OTA period and right before training camp, so we had more time to evaluate rather than in the middle of the season trying to change everything around. But the loss of Akers definitely hurts. But yeah, it's definitely good not to have Goff on the team because, he did choke some moments. He did some great things with us as well, and I wish him luck in Detroit, but I'm glad we have Stafford. Corey Davis says, who's the better QB, Matthew Stafford or Russell Wilson? To be honest with you, Corey Davis, I want to go towards Matthew Stafford because he's on my Rams. But to be fair, I think Russell Wilson is just because he provides so much of the element of that mobile game for the QB. He extends plays. He makes throws that I can't believe he does when time's running out. He makes some extra time and throws it. And yeah, Aaron Donald has sacked him definitely a lot of times. I'm excited about that to continue this season. But honestly, not putting all bias aside, I think Russell Wilson is the better quarterback. But yeah, they're definitely good in their own ways. Make sure to hit that like button, guys, if you have not. We're at 28, getting close to 30, and I appreciate every way that you guys support me, whether it's donations, subscribing, or liking. It really does make my day. Alberto Welch Jr. says, to be honest, I think Wilson is better because he can run and throw, but don't get me wrong, Stafford is good, but I think Wilson is better. Yeah, you're on the same train as me, Alberto Welch Jr. Yeah, I completely agree with everything you said about Wilson being better. But no knock on Stafford at all. It's just definitely what Russell Wilson brings to the game. He's definitely a generational player as well. Golden Tate, totally not. Jay says Golden Tate said in an interview that he thought Stafford was the best QB he ever had and played with the Seahawks too. Yeah, I mean, Stafford definitely has that talent, and I think that it's amazing to hear about that Lions fans or whatever fans that are Lions players or any players that Stafford played with have very high regards to him, and I definitely think that's exciting for us Rams fans to know what type of quarterback we are getting. North Dallas 40 says Snead traded 9 draft picks to get and dump Goff. Yeah, I heard you comment that before. I'm just glad that we only have that we got Stafford now, and I think the chances to win a Super Bowl are much higher with Stafford on the team. Let's see. We got a Seahawks fan in here. He says, or his name is, are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? He says, I'm glad Quandre Diggs made the top 100. Oh yeah, are you saying in the NFL YouTube channel? Because I think I saw that as well. Where do you think, because I know you're a Seahawks fan, where do you think why was I going to say Stephon Diggs? Where do you think DK Metcalf and Russell Wilson will rank in that top 100 list? Just curious. Thank you for stopping in, though, man. Galaxy Gaming says, do you think that Stafford was the best QB in our options? I think, yeah, because we tried to get Rodgers, but they didn't let us trade for him. I definitely don't want Deshaun Watson with what's been going on lately with him. So I think, yeah, I'd probably say so. But, I mean, we'll see how it pans out this season for sure. Let's see. Alberto Welch Jr. says, James Robinson, he was underrated. I'm happy for him. Alberto Welch Jr. says that he thinks that DK Metcalf will rank 25 to 20 in the top 100 list in the NFL. I'm excited to see where the Rams or where they put Aaron Donald because I know he won the award I think it was like 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure. Very interested to see where the NFL ranks some of these Rams players as well. We will also see where they put Robert Woods and stuff like that because he's very underrated as well. Okay, let's see. So our Seahawks fan comes back and says, I think DK Metcalf is going to be a top 30 and Wilson top 7. Yeah, that's definitely very respectable. I'm glad you didn't say number 1 and number 2 because you're honestly not being biased. I appreciate that. Metcalf, I definitely see in the top 30 and Wilson for sure. He's such a top talent. We're just talking about Russell Wilson, how we think he's better than Stafford just because of what he brings to the table. I'm excited for Stafford, but yeah, Wilson is such a generational talent that, yeah, I could definitely see him in the top 7. Totally not Jay says, DK is probably going to be in the mid-40s. Wonder if they're going to put Stafford in that list. Yeah, I think Stafford will definitely make the list, but I think he will be I don't think we'll like where they put him. I think that we're going to think that they don't see really what Stafford's doing because that's kind of what they've been doing his whole career up until this point. But yeah, we'll see where they rank him for sure. Rudy Ramirez says, we on the road to 1 million subscriber. Let's see, let's go. Rams. Lawler was killing it. I hope to see more good plays from him. Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, getting 2 million subscribers would definitely be amazing. My next goal I'm trying to get is definitely 3,000 subscribers. We're getting pretty close to that. A million would be great. But yeah, Lawler was definitely balling out. Lawler was killing it in that pass rush specifically as well. Very excited to see what he can do, especially coming off of that injury. And you can tell he loves to play football as well. Alberto Welch Jr. says, who are we playing next preseason? I'd probably say around the same guys, honestly. Like, we are not going to be playing any starters because, that's not the way that McVay rolls. But I think that we're going to see around the same that we saw before. It's just going to be different rotations, different amount of time for different players. We'll definitely see a lot of running back reps again, I think, because we know around what we're getting from the QB. That's not as big of a position to evaluate as it is for running back. And then I think we could get some good DB work with Robert Rochelle and some of the guys. But yeah, I think we're gonna see around the same amount of players, same players that we saw last time, just different rotations, different amount of time for them to play. Totally Not Jay says, I think Ramsey deserves to be top 5 on the list this year. I do too as well. I'm probably gonna guess they put him at number 8 or number 9 just because, he's a defensive back, and a lot of times they just think like when you get the stats, that's where they put him and stuff like that. But I would hope he gets there because that's what he deserves for sure. But we'll see where they put Ramsey in that top 100 list for the NFL for sure. Let's see. Our Seahawks fan says Rodgers is probably gonna be number 1. Yeah, I mean I could definitely see that having an MVP season, and Rodgers has definitely been a good quarterback, very consistent quarterback for a long time. So I could definitely see the NFL ranking him number 1. Make sure to hit that like button, guys. We are at 29 likes right now, 1 away from 30, and I really appreciate it. Alberto Welch Jr. says, okay, thanks. Also, during the game, I think it was Perkins. He had a Lamar Jackson run with the stiff arm into the hurdle. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. I really like that Bryce Perkins play. He definitely showed a lot of flashes as well this game. A lot of potential for Bryce Perkins, for sure. And yeah, there was definitely some highlight plays from him. Excited to see where he can go. And guys, we got to 30 likes. Man, I really appreciate you guys. Again, you guys really make my day, whether it be donating to the channel. It's been a lot of that lately. I'm very blessed to be doing this, subscribing, or just following the channel any way that you guys do. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, what did you guys observe from this game? I definitely saw a lot of things that are very encouraging. I definitely saw some things to be worked on. But to me, the number one takeaway again is our special teams. Like the return games was looking good on punt return. I did see a lot of kick returns for sure. But I think that our punt return game was looking very well with the punt coverage or the return coverage. Definitely was looking very, very solid there, and we got a good 40-yard return. I think, again, Calais was a guy who was able to establish himself and carve out a role for him in special teams. I do think they're still going to be trying out different combinations, like, maybe putting Deshaun Jackson in occasionally. I don't really see that too much, but putting in Tutu out to continue to try him. And Calais definitely showed a lot of things as well. Let's see. No, you're all good, Alberto Welch Jr. You are definitely all good. I understand. Our Seahawks fan says every NFC West team lost except the Cardinals. Yeah, I mean, again, wins and losses really don't matter in preseason. It's really about getting to know your guys and the guys deeper in the roster. So definitely not like worried about any of the NFC West teams. I definitely think they're going to be very scary. Let's see. Rudy Ramirez says Chris Garrett can rush the passer. Yeah, I love Chris Garrett. I definitely liked him coming out as a rookie, and I was very excited. I made a video on him. I think his pass rushing skills and his high motor that he has is going to be amazing to put in there. Still very raw, but I definitely saw a lot of things out of Chris Garrett. Patrick Suitfin, sorry about that, man, says Mahomes going to be number 1, Rodgers number 2, Donald number 3. I could definitely see that as well because you know that the NFL loves Mahomes. Rodgers is obviously an MVP, and then Donald, I mean, he's such a consistent player, but unless he breaks the sack record, there's definitely a lot of competition, and being on the defensive side winning it is definitely a very hard thing to do. Kyle, welcome into the stream. He says, are you concerned about our O-line? No, I am not, especially because the Rams didn't make any moves in the draft or free agency or anywhere really to pick up offensive linemen. So I'm not worried about it because obviously it's not like the 2018 offensive line where we had guys like Roger Saffold, and then obviously we still have Havenstein, Andrew Whitworth, and John Sullivan, and so many top-tier guys, Austin Blythe. It's definitely not going to be that tier, but I definitely am very confident in what we can do, especially with some of the play designs. McVay is very good at drawing up a play design where there's not going to be a ton of pressure or guys running in, so he's very good at scheming things. So no, I'm not concerned about our O-line, especially because we didn't make any moves in the offseason. Let's see. Patrick Sutphin says it's based on players. Donald going to be number 3. Yeah. Let's see. Alberto Welch Jr. says, you probably think this is a dumb question. I didn't hear the full story, but why did half our team change their numbers? I think that it's just kind of an exciting thing. It's what a lot of players are waiting for. Definitely not a dumb question, man. You're always free to ask any questions. But yeah, I think a lot of our players change numbers just because obviously it's a new rule, it's exciting, and it's new, and sometimes maybe they feel like they'll play better, and I don't know. But there are definitely a lot of connections about, back to their college and about their, Pop Warner days and stuff. A lot of it is just kind of emotional attachment to numbers. What's up, 4th and 20? Welcome to the stream. I have not seen you before. I appreciate you coming through to the stream, man. He says Tutu a dog. Yeah, Tutu is looking very good. 4th and 20 also says Juju to why he ain't got a shot starting. Yeah, I think Juju Hughes definitely showed a lot of it, but there's definitely more to do. Obviously in the NFL, there's always a lot of battles in the positional battles and stuff like that you're going to have to go. I think Juju Hughes showed a lot, though. What's up, Silver Bull? I love seeing you on the stream, and I can't wait to interact with you. He says, how about the new cornerbacks we have from the draft? I mean, we know Ramsey and Williams, but I'm guessing you're asking what will the other ones do? Yeah, I think that David Long Jr. is going to be a guy who they'll put out there at least for the start of the NFL season to go out there and get some good playing time. I think they kind of slotted him as a cornerback 3, but I like Robert Rochelle a lot. He did not get any playing time last night just because he had wrist surgery. I expect him to play next week or the week after that in preseason. Unfortunate that, he missed some of the training camp because of that wrist surgery, but Robert Rochelle, I think I am very confident in what he can do. Let's see, King Easy, welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate you coming through. He says, how did you like Bryce? I like Bryce Perkins a lot. And again, I think he outdueled Doug Hodges for sure for that quarterback 3 spot. And I think the Rams really continue to like what he's doing. They kept him around for a while for a reason. And I think that he definitely provides an exciting layer, different type of layer to this Rams offense that we'll definitely enjoy. But hopefully we don't have to see Bryce in the regular season because that would mean injuries or something came up. And I appreciate you guys coming through, whether it be liking, subscribing, following the streams, or donating. Like, it really does make my day. Just want to remind you guys of that and how much I appreciate you guys. Jacob, welcome into the stream. He says, I feel like Ramsey just changed his number so QBs don't know who he is. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that he's going to be adding. The Rams are going to be adding on their defense, but they're going to be moving Ramsey around, so defenses really don't know where he is, and that could help confuse them, like where's Waldo is the way that McVay put it. I mean, we'll see how that works out for sure, because I like him being on the number 1 receiver of everybody's team. It does work out, but yeah, that would be funny if he did that. He definitely displayed his reasons of why he changed to number 5. But yeah, I'm sure you guys heard about that story. Rudy Ramirez says 2-2 was just warming up. He had SoFi Stadium getting on the feet everyone. He fell, or he did a well drive. Yeah, I think that 2-2 Outwell definitely has a bright future. I'm very glad SoFi Stadium had a ton of Rams fans. It seemed like it was rocking there, 100 feet in the ground. I'd love to go there someday, and that home field advantage will be great, and I think a lot of people notice what 2-2 Outwell can do, which I'm glad, because I think that that's definitely something a lot of people weren't really liking Tutu Atwell for a lot of reasons and some of the stuff he did in the offseason. But yeah, I'm glad that Tutu Atwell is getting some more people excited about him again. What's up, Game Clips? He says, I'm back, lol. Yeah, thank you for coming back into the stream. I appreciate you, man. Alberto Welch Jr. says, I'd rather have Ramsey at 20, but thank you for not changing Aaron Donald's number. Yeah, I'm glad he did not change his number. And Aaron Donald, yeah, it's a very iconic number. I do prefer Jalen Ramsey number 20 myself. But if it makes him feel better, if you wanted it, I mean, I'm all for it. Totally not Jay. Yeah, the number 5 doesn't stand out as much as 20, so it makes sense for Ramsey to do that. Yeah, I mean, I like number 20 better on Jalen Ramsey, but again, if he wants it, I'm all for it. I'm glad that it makes the player happy. Let's see. Jacob says, all of our rookies played well, in my opinion. Completely agree with you, man. There are definitely a lot of players deep in our roster that I was impressed with, that I really did want to see. And again, I really hope Justin Lawler gets a lot of playing time, or at least a decent amount this season with what he's been showing in camp and in preseason. Definitely a ton of excitement around him. But yeah, our rookies definitely showed out, and I think that there will be more to build off of this next preseason game and the rest of the preseason games that we got. But yeah, I think that they had a first and good solid debut at SoFi Stadium under the lights with fans in it. Let's see. 4th and 20 says running back kind of weak, not going to lie, but it's fine. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like too much of a downside to us. I think we're still evaluating that running back group. I think Darrell Henderson definitely is going to be a great running back because, they said that McVay said he's not going to play him because he's going to be a starter pretty much. He's got a lot of talent. Now they're just evaluating Xavier Jones and Jake Funk in it, and I think Xavier Jones has the lead to be the number 2 back behind Darrell Henderson. So yeah, it is kind of weak, but I mean, if the Rams need to, I think they can sign a veteran running back, but they sound very confident in their group. Let's see. 4th and 20 also said I think we should get Le'Veon Bell, to be honest. I don't agree with that just because, the ego and kind of something that he's had a track record for kind of trashing on teams or coaches or whatever. For me and myself, I would kind of want Adrian Peterson because he can help coach up the young guys. He has a good veteran presence, and he still has some juice left, unbelievably, some juice left to contribute to the running back room. Let's see. Alberto Welch Jr. says, sorry, but I have to go by. I'll be here next stream. Appreciate you coming through, man. You were here pretty much the whole stream. And yeah, I'm going to be hopping off pretty soon as well. Again, I appreciate everybody who donates and likes and subscribes. Again, the donations go the extra mile, and it really does make my day. But yeah, thank you for stopping and staying pretty much throughout the whole stream, Alberto. I appreciate you. Let's see. 4th and 20 says, yeah, I agree with AP. Yeah, Adrian Peterson and the Horns I think would be pretty fun. Game Clip says they're doing the top 100, so I'm switching between this stream and that. Well, yeah, the top 100 is going to be interesting to see where they put some of the Rams players, especially a lot of the underrated Rams players. But yeah, definitely tune into that if you want to. I appreciate everybody who stops through, does what they need to do to support the channel, and even what they don't need to do in donating. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming through here. Let's see. Juice Man 562, appreciate you coming through the stream. I appreciate you supporting the stream. He says, watching top 100, and I better see Darius Williams. Yeah, I hope they put him in there as well. Yeah, I hope Cooper is up there, and I hope Woods is up there. And 4th and 20 looks like he agrees with me. He hopes they get highly rated up there as well. But yeah, hopefully we get some good plays I hope that they get ranked up there pretty high for sure. But yeah, I hope they put Darius Williams in there as well. But yeah, I mean, the top 100 is always something interesting to see. Who do you guys think will get the number 1? I'm pretty sure it's going to be a guy like Mahomes or Rodgers, somebody of that tier that they kind of like. But what do you guys think? Let's see. Game Clip says Ramsey better be top 20. I think he better be top 10, honestly. I think he's that good. Let me check on that because you guys are saying the NFL top 100 is happening. Let me check to see what progress that they have made here. It says, I think it's on the NFL channel on YouTube. But yeah, I hope that we would get some Rams players rated up very, very high because the top 100 is always great for some recognition for some Rams or for any players that come through there. But yeah, I hope we get some top-rated players. I know that sometimes the Rams really don't get that much. So right now they're at 72, and they put Michael Thomas at 72. So I wonder if they're going to put Cooper Kupp or Robert Woods in there because Michael Thomas is at number 72 in the NFL top 100. So that's kind of interesting. That could foreshadow what could happen in the future. I don't know if the Rams will make it there. Yeah, no Rams so far. But that means we have a chance to get up very high too as well. Let's see. Donald better be top 5. Matthew Navarro, how you doing, man? I know that you're on the Jay and the Bay streams. You're a Niners fan. I appreciate you going the extra mile to support me coming into this channel. There have been a lot of great donations and a lot of 49ers and even some 49ers fans like Corey Davis coming in to support the channel, donating. I appreciate you coming through and showing some support. He says, "What's good with you, Rams? How's see you on the Jay and the Bay streams. Just thought I subscribed and showed some love. I appreciate you so much, Matthew Navarro. Yeah, I've definitely seen you in some of the J and Bay streams. I appreciate you coming through and supporting the channel. Yeah, game clips, no Rams so far. Corey Davis says, "Have a good night, Rams house." Appreciate you, Corey Davis, for coming through and supporting the channel in the donation and for supporting the channel. Even though you're a Niners fan, that definitely does mean a lot to me. Patrick Sutphin says Darius is not going to make it. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of used to the Rams players being snubbed or, underrated or whatever. But, I mean, sometimes that's good because then we can fly under the radar and shock the world. I mean, that's one of the mindsets I have to look at it as. Patrick Sutphin says he needs another year to get that respect. If you're talking about Darius Williams, yeah, I mean, that's true. If he has another year like he does, he should definitely be in the top 100. He's definitely probably like a top 7 Ram on our team. And Darius Williams definitely balled out last year. I can't wait to see what he does this year because he showed a lot of strides. And he was a player that a lot of people weren't expecting to see, not expecting to show up, and he showed up big time. Game Clip says, Patrick, yeah, he won't because Michael Thomas was 72. Yeah, I was surprised that Michael Thomas was at 72, but I think that kind of shows Robert Woods or Cooper Kupp won't make it because I do think Michael Thomas is better than them. But yeah, I mean, we'll see where they put any more Rams on there, if they put any more wide receivers or anything like that. But again, with Michael Thomas being there, I'm not sure if they're going to put any Rams wide receivers. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you think. I'm getting excited, guys, for the Rams kickoff game against the Chicago Bears. Let me know if you are. It's getting closer and closer. I believe it's 28 days, 28 Marshall Faulk days, until we get to play the Bears. Very hyped up for that game, week 1 at SoFi in the night. I think that we can have a really good rocking crowd there. To be honest, I really hope that they play Justin Fields because I think that would make the game a lot more exciting, a lot more fun and energetic, and it would definitely be a lot more entertaining to watch as well. But definitely getting excited, very hyped for that Bears game, week 1, and just have football back. Let's see. Robert Argel, welcome to the stream, man. I have not seen you before. I appreciate you coming through and supporting this Rams stream. He says the Rams will struggle with depth if any injuries. Yeah, I mean, I think we do have some pretty good depth all around, but in certain spots, I think we could struggle, like O-line if they get injured for sure. I'm trying to think of any other positional groups, maybe safety. I think we would have some concerns, but overall, I think the Rams are pretty well rounded. I think we have some pretty good depth, but I can see where you're coming from, man. Galaxy Gaming says, do you know what games we're using our new throwback unis in? So, if I remember right, and I'll be impressed if I do, we are going to be playing them week 1 against the Bears. We'll be wearing our modern throwback jerseys. And then I believe we'll play against the Niners in them week 10. So I am remembering. And then I think we play them against the Titans. We'll be wearing our modern throwback. I'm surprised I remembered all of those games. But yeah, we will definitely start out week 1. We'll definitely play against the Niners and them and the Titans. So great question, man. Game Clip says Michael Thomas was injured all year, so that might help. As far as ranking the Rams in there, yeah, that could help. But I mean, Michael Thomas is still a pretty top tier player, so I'm kind of doubting that they're putting any Robert Woods or Cooper Kupps of the world in there for the Rams. But I mean, getting kind of used to it. The Rams are very underrated for a lot of reasons at wide receiver. But I mean, I at least as long as the Rams fans can acknowledge that, as long as we know what talent that they have and the coaches know the talent that they have, I guess that's the most important thing. As long as that we are winning games as well. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the stream in a few minutes, guys. So if you just want to ask any more questions or do anything to help out the stream, like liking it or whatever, I'd appreciate you. And again, if you have any other questions or any Rams concerns, anything like that, I will be wrapping up the stream very soon. Let's see. Game Clip says we will probably win the West. Honestly, I think that we can definitely, and I do think that the 49ers are our best competition because I think Trey Lance obviously adds a layer to that offense into the 49ers team. But even if he doesn't play, that coaching staff is great. I know they lost Robert Saleh as their defensive coordinator, but then they still have some good depth all around. They beat us with practice squad players. I know we did have Jared Goff, so having Stafford will help. But yeah, 49ers I think will be close because the way they get coached, they have a great defense, players coming back. They're going to be very tough to beat. Seahawks, yeah, we've proven we can beat them. They're definitely tough as long as they have Russell Wilson for sure. But I mean, we've proven we can beat them. And the Cardinals, I think we are like 8-0. Sean McVay has never lost to the Cardinals since he's been with the Rams as well. So yeah, I'd say it's between the 49ers and Rams for the top spot. Rudy Ramirez, it's a must-win versus the Bears' first grand opening game, first Stafford game as a Ram. Yeah, I definitely think that game is going to be very exciting, and I cannot wait until we see, what we can do this season, and I think that we can do a lot this season as well for sure. So, cannot wait to see, where the season goes. Let's see. Dustin Wentz, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you coming through. He says, real quick, where did you get that sweet Aaron Donald poster? So I did not get it anywhere. We actually drew it here. Our family, pretty much our whole family is a bunch of artists, so we just drew it here. And yeah, I definitely love that poster for sure. But yeah, it was just hand drawn at home. Let's see. Totally not Jay. Mayfield's at 71 might give us any idea where Stafford ranks. Yeah, knowing that Mayfield is there, a lot of people think that Mayfield and Stafford are pretty close in talent. I don't. I think they're kind of close maybe, but I think they're different types of players. So yeah, I'd probably put if I had to put Stafford, if I was in the NFL mind where they underrate the Rams, I think that they'll put Stafford around maybe 65, something like that, where they're trending. Rudy Ramirez says, let's go Rams, for sure, man. Definitely let's go Rams. Patrick Sutphin says, Rams wasn't going to be snubbed. Cup will make it. I mean, again, it's kind of weird because it seems like Michael Thomas made it at 72, and in my opinion, at least when he's not injured, Michael Thomas is better than Cooper Kupp or Robert Woods. Not, obviously not biased because I'm a Rams fan, but I think just looking at the pure stats and everything like that, I think that, it's going to, I feel like Woods and Kupp might miss it because Thomas was 72, but we'll see. That'd be funny if Woods and Kupp made it above Michael Thomas. I wonder what Saints fans would say. The Object Show Analyzer says, honestly, I could see Tutu being used more on special teams than on offense because of his weight, which is kind of a bummer. But it is what it is. Also, congrats on getting monetized, bro. You earned it. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, being monetized has been great. Obviously, the ad revenue really doesn't give you that much, but people have been showing up in the clutch and showing up big, donating to the channel, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the congratulations on being monetized. And yeah, Tutu being used more in special teams, I think Tutu carves out more a role in the offense, probably in 2022 or 23. But I think he definitely could have a role in special teams, but we'll see what this season entails. 4th and 20 says Michael Thomas was injured, though. Yeah, I mean, that's true. And Michael Thomas didn't have as much production. I don't know if this NFL Top 100 list is basing it on... Let me see. I don't know if they're basing it on of the last season and that last season's performance. I mean, yeah, we'll see. He was definitely injured, though. Let's see. Game Clip says, I remember when you were at 500 subscribers and now you're at 2,000. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, it's definitely crazy to be at 2,000 subscribers, almost 3,000. And again, to be getting paid for just talking about the Rams and people donating and stuff like that, and it just really does make my day. It's crazy how far this channel has come. Because yeah, back in December of 2020, so December last year, I was at 200 when I made the transition to just Rams stuff, just talking about the Rams. That really definitely helped my chances of getting subscribers more. Obviously, the Rambling needs more Rams content, and we are getting closing in on that 3,000 subscriber mark as well. So it's definitely crazy how far this channel has come, and it's all because of you guys. Let's see here, though. Let's see if this NFL Top 100 has updated their ranking list at a top 100 players. They haven't. It's still Baker Mayfield at number 71. So, yeah, getting closer to wrapping up the stream, guys. If you have any more questions, any more concerns, anything Rams related, you can ask me before I wrap this thing up. And yeah, I think this has been a very fun stream, and you guys are always amazing with interaction and stuff. Not sure if I'll do one tomorrow, but yeah, again, if you guys want any more questions answered, you can comment them below, and it looks like Game Clips has something to say. Let's see. Game Clip says, at one point you made concepts for jerseys, right? Yep, that was 2020, probably around the April to July timeframe. I was doing that type of stuff, and then I ran out of concepts to do and stuff like that, and then I really, like that wasn't really the type of content that I really enjoyed. And then I kind of went through a phase where I was just talking NFL. It wasn't really even in depth because it wasn't the Rams. And then I ended up switching to the Rams, thinking how I was not smart because I've loved the Rams my whole life. And then the transition was really smooth. And you guys helped me along the way by donating, subscribing, and do whatever you can to help. Let's see. Game Clip says, I had a different name so you wouldn't recognize me. Fun fact, I had a different name as well. I had my first original name for this YouTube channel is The Board Game Genius. I talked about board games and stuff like that and reviewed them, which was very boring, to be honest. Then I switched it to, I switched it to The Football Fan, and then that name probably lasted 5 months. And then I switched it to Rams House in November, and then focused on Rams stuff. It's staying Rams House forever. I love the Rams, obviously. Stick with them through thick and thin. And so, yeah, definitely had I had a crazy transition between board games, NFL, then Rams. But the Rams is definitely the place to be. So, yeah, I know that in this observations from Rams versus Chargers, in the title, there was going to be a drawing for the lanyard, which I still will do that. But I realized I never entered all the names into the wheel yet. So I'll have to do that, and we'll have to probably do the lanyard drawing either tomorrow or another time. But yeah, we're definitely redrawing that. There's still people commenting trying to get in on that lanyard drawing. But yeah, that was my bad. I did not have them entered, and I realized. So we'll definitely do the drawing soon. Let's see. Rudy Ramirez says, when are you going to talk about the Rams again? I'm going to be pretty much getting off here. This was just the point where anybody could ask any questions or anything like that. So yeah, definitely getting off this stream very, very soon. But yeah, Rudy Ramirez, I will be talking about the Rams probably in the next stream, and well, obviously in the next stream, and then some more videos coming out as well. The last comment I'll read before I leave here is Malang Suso. Appreciate you coming through. He says, how do you feel about Bronte Harris and Tristan Jackson? I think that there's definitely some positives towards them. But I definitely think they're still growing. Obviously it makes sense because they're still young and they're still trying to, find what they can do on the offense and defensive side. But I'm very confident in what they can do. But there's definitely plenty of room to grow for them. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you so much coming through to the stream and just supporting the channel on donations, subscribing, and liking. Doing everything you can to support the channel for me just talking about the Rams with a bunch of Rams fans. Appreciate you guys so much. I might be back on the stream tomorrow. We will see. But as always, I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and tell your friends and your family about Rams House if they like the Rams. But as always, guys, horns up and God bless, and I hope you guys have an amazing day.